What up guys, how's it going out there? Appreciate you guys dropping by. If this is your first time at the channel, thank you. Appreciate you looking at my content and checking out my videos. It's like this just about every single day. It's videos every single day, but the videos are usually like this with one or two different ones interspersed in there. But then the guys who are coming back and checking out my content regularly, appreciate you guys as well. Thank you very much for doing that. Now let's get into this shoe today. Before I do that, I have a disclaimer. Now I'm what do I say, a full disclosure kind of guy when I make these videos. I always try and tell you A, the truth, and B, I try not to hide any details about things. So I'm going to give you full disclosure on this shoe in a minute, but first, before I do that, I want you to have an open mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to just be like, oh man, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and then just kick me to the curb because I'm going to talk about this shoe in a way that nobody else or anybody else I've really seen has talked about the shoe. But then the other thing, the disclaimer is, I'm not going to like this shoe. You saw the title that said the only two things I like about this shoe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I love this shoe, oh it's the best shoe ever, oh everybody run out there and buy this shoe. That's just not how I do things at my channel. I'm pretty much a straight shooter, tell you how it is, and hopefully, maybe I'll give people a perspective on this shoe that they haven't really thought about, or maybe there'll be other people out there who agree with me and finally they find a YouTuber who's talking about this shoe in the same way that they're thinking about this shoe. Or you'll totally disagree with me and you'll be like, no, I don't agree with you. But that's the great thing about opinions, is that you have your opinion and I have my opinion, and they can live together, which is a great thing, to share opinions even if they're different. So without further ado, let's get on with this and take a look at the only two parts of the upcoming release of the Nike SB Dunk Low Ben & Jerry's that I like. This is the Tokyo About 23 Sneaker Channel, Tokyo About 23 Sneaker Channel des. My name is Chapter my name is Midi Kudasai. Every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And today is great. It's 3:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, and I'm shooting Sunday's video more than 24 hours in advance. I never get the opportunity to do that these days because I'm only shooting one day in advance because of this lockdown and working from home and stuff like that. So I'm really, really happy to be doing that. But having said that, I was at a loss to find a shoe to talk about today. Yesterday's shoe, which was the Converse Renew Chuck 70s in collaboration with Carhartt, that was a shoe that I found in the afternoon on Friday afternoon and shot the video on Friday evening that went up on Saturday. Well, it hasn't gone up yet for me, but it will have gone up for you guys. And it's like that these days. Sometimes I find a shoe on the day of. Today, couldn't find anything I want to talk about. I've been avoiding this Ben & Jerry's SB Dunk Low, trying not to do a video about it because I don't like it that much. I don't like it this much. And what we're looking at there is the 711 SB Dunk Low. In fact, I don't know if we can call it an SB Dunk Low because we don't have official images of it. It might just be a Dunk Low. But I just didn't like that shoe. Didn't like that brand tie-up with the SB line. I thought that was like way too commercial for what is kind of a hip line and a sort of maybe fringe is the right way to put it for the SB line, and then you have like a big chain, a conglomerate, a big machine like 7-Eleven tying it up with the brand, and then you've got today the Ben & Jerry's, and I put that in exactly the same sort of ballpark as the 7-Elevens. This is a huge chain, a money-making behemoth tying it up with what should be a cool sort of fringe line. So I'm not a fan of these big business tie-ups right from the the get-go, and then this particular collaboration, there's not much on it that I like, and I'm going to tell you all about that in a couple of seconds time. But I will just say one thing that I was thinking about just now to do with that tie-up. It was with the 7-Elevens. I thought the person who designed them had probably as a child gone to the 7-Eleven as a after school or after going to the park or the skate park and things like that. And in those days, the 7-Eleven was probably cool and very sort of rare, and let's meet at the 7-Eleven would have been a thing. But these days, there's a 7-Eleven everywhere, and if you're in Japan, my goodness, you throw a stone in there and you hit 7-Elevens. They're all over the place. So it's just a big business tie-up. And then it's the same with Ben & Jerry's. Maybe Ben & Jerry's 20, 30 years ago was like, they were small and kind of cliquey and fringe. But now they're just a massive money-making machine and an ice cream making machine. But anyway, that's my take on the shoe and the concept of the shoe. I'm not a huge fan of that tie-up. And when I do this, I sometimes get hammered in the comments down below. For example, right here is the LeBron 17 High infrareds. When I didn't like that, people were like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." Wrong. I do know what I'm talking about because I'm giving you my opinion. And of course, I know my opinion. And if it's different from yours and it's different from everybody else's out there. That's fine. You don't have to like get mad at me for it. But okay, you know, have a different opinion and tell me what your opinion is and the reasons you have it. And anyway, all that being said, here are the things I don't like about the Nike SB Dunk Low Ben and Jerry's. I don't like the toe box and that hairy kind of cow design feel that runs the length of this sneaker. It's on the toe box, it's on the midfoot, it's on the heel. It's supposed to, I assume, represent a cow. I'm guessing that the green outsole represents grass that the cow is eating, and then the cow gets milked and you turn the milk into ice cream and all that. But that hairy feel, never liked it on my sneakers at all. And I remember there was a Jordan 4 women's that came out recently that looked like the Black Cats but wasn't. Came out about a month before the Black Cats came out. It was all hairy, and I was like, ooh. And even those Jordan 6s that came out last year, I can't remember the brand or the shop that they were tied up with, but they were hairy, and I wasn't a fan of that either. I just don't like hairy sneakers in general. So that hairy cow thing that runs through the length of the sneaker, not my thing. Then you get a little bit higher to that, to the ice cream swoosh. Oh my goodness, no. I don't know what everybody else out there saying about this, if that's like, wow, that's so cool, they made the ice cream swoosh motif on the side, it's melting ice cream. No, it's stupid. What wasn't stupid was what Oski did with the shark on the side of his. I think they were, it might be mids or highs, they definitely weren't lows, and that shark swoosh there, great, very cool, but then, you know, turning the swoosh into ice cream that's melting, no, don't like it at all. And then going up higher, we get into the insole and that kind of overly rainbow feel on the insole. My eyes are melting. This is wrong. It's absolutely awful. And then when you get onto the tongues, Chunky Dunky. No, you're destroying the line, in my opinion. You might disagree. But Chunky Dunky, I mean, flipping heck. Oh, I know chunky, like chunks in the ice cream and all that, and Dunk Low, you know, Chunky Dunky. Ooh, cringe, absolutely cringe as far as I'm concerned. And like I say, you know, I mean, most people out there probably love these guys. They're like, oh, it's so cool, like, you're going to get on these, it's the shoe of the season and all that. No, not for me. There's a lot on there I don't like, and just that makes me cringe from top to bottom, from front to back. But there are, like I said, there are two things on here that I do actually like, and we'll get to those right now. The first one is actually attached to one of the things I don't like, which was that insole. With that, the insole has that, you know, Ben & Jerry's branding in there, and that huge amount of tie-dye and rainbow colours on it, which I thought was just way too much. But coming up from that, and from the lining, the top line looks really cool with that sort of rainbow and tie-dye effect on there. And I think it's because when you look at it from the side, it's just the top line, it's just that top edge that you can see in all that colour and all that splash of rainbowness. And so it's just a hint of it, if you like, but when you dip up and look inside, it's just like, whoa, way too much. So I think that's where I feel like yes on the top line, but no on that insole and the lining, sort of the inside of the sneaker there. And the other thing that I like, again, attached to something that I didn't like, hate that Chunky Dunky on the top of the tongues there, but I do like the motif on the back of the tongues that says, if it's not fun, why do it? Which is a great thing to think about and ask yourself. I mean, I ask myself about that with this channel all the time. I'm, 18 months into daily drops, like every single day for 18 months. That's well over 500 consecutive days of content. And if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. You know, I don't get paid much for this. The channel's been monetized, but so far I might have made $150 or something like that. So I haven't been making, you know, tons of cash off of this. So it's more to do with like enjoying it. Maybe not fun, but enjoying it or feeling the value in it. So you don't necessarily have to enjoy it. It doesn't necessarily have to be fun, but as long as you feel the value in something. And I appreciate that on the back of the tongues there. If it's not fun, if you don't value it, if there's no purpose in it, if you're not like enjoying it, or if you're not feeling enriched by it, why do it? And you should ask that of yourselves. Don't just wander through life doing things, you know, and the way they should be done, or not doing things because people say you shouldn't do that. I'm not a huge fan of the word should. Should's really one of those things that I've gradually over the course of my my life kind of tried to get away from. You should do this, you shouldn't do that. Cringe. As cringy as a melty swoosh on the side of a Chunky Dunky. Oh. So anyway, that's my opinion. Sorry if you've bought these, sorry if you like these, sorry if you've made these the crown jewel of your collection, but that's just the way I call it, and I've always called it the way I've seen it at the channel, and I made that decision quite early on that I would just, you know, say it the way I see it, and if that's different from the way you see it, you can tell me in the comments, and you might change my opinion. You might actually say to me, you know what, this is important, this thing, you know, that fur around the toe box is important because of this, and I would like, oh, you know what, I didn't know that, and I appreciate that, and that makes me like these now. You know, I can change my opinion, as can you out there, and please do try and change my opinion if that's something that you want to do, if you feel, you know, as positive about these as I feel negative about them. But anyway, that's just what I want to do today. You know, my opinion, my two things, the only two things that I like about the Nike SB Dunk Low Ben & Jerry's, and it's coming out actually today as I'm shooting this in skateboard shops, I think it is. And then in about 3 days time on sneakers it'll get the general release. So there's a sort of, you know, early special drop, and then 3 days later on the 26th the more general release. So you know, if it's your thing, buy it and rock it. You know what I mean? So that's my video for today. Hope you appreciate it. Hope you don't mind me, you know, having a difference of opinion from you, or hope you appreciate me agreeing with your opinion if you're similarly thinking to me about these guys. But it's time for me to sign off. Got to go away and get this video ready for tomorrow. You know, my little girl's having her afternoon nap next door, and that's why I can shoot this right now. So things to do, places not to go because we're still in lockdown here in Tokyo. So I'll just hang around the house and get this ready for tomorrow, and then I'll prepare tomorrow's video and get that shot as well. So for now, time for me to sign off and do what I do at the end of every video, which is say the same thing, but these days I've been playing with it a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I do this every single day, so that means that you are guaranteed to see me
tomorrow!